A premium NHL insider has dropped a surprising Rangers trade report. Is a former Blueshirt heading back to Broadway for a second act? I break it down here in just a moment on another sizzling edition of Rangers Digest. Welcome back to Rangers Digest. We are built for Blueshirt fandom, and I am your host, Bret Botfeld. It is great to be back with you guys on this beautiful Wednesday, the 16th of July. And guys, we are live streaming later today at 5 o'clock Eastern, so make sure you tune into that. You're not going to want to miss it. And a quick reminder before we get into today's video that about 77% of you that currently watch these amazing videos are unsubscribed. So what are you guys doing? Please hit that free subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers. Not only that, guys, so you could be part of something special here at Rangers Digest. Guys, let's hop right into the video. It has been slow here in Rangers land lately, but Frank Seravalli came out with a report last night mentioning that there are a lot of teams still in the market for a top six forward, mentioning the Detroit Red Wings, Toronto Maple Leafs, the Flames, Canucks, the Rangers, Devils, Capitals, Blues, Kraken, and Kings. I see the Rangers and Canucks on this list. And that is important because the Rangers and Vancouver have made a bunch of trades in the past, which brings me to my next point right here. This is on X from Canucks News Summaries, a breakdown of Alvin and Rutherford's trade history with Vancouver per team. So Patrick Alvin is the general manager of the Canucks. Jim Rutherford is the president of hockey operations in Vancouver. And as you can see here, they've made the most trades with the New York Rangers. 5 trades since they've been in charge in Vancouver. And there are some interesting players that the Canucks have that they could be looking to move that may make some sense here for the New York Rangers. As you can see, the team still needs some help here. They need to make some marginal moves to really round out their roster, but there are a lot of good pieces on this team. Like I said, they made a flashy signing with Gavrikov, added Scott Morrow, a nice piece in the Keandre Miller trade, but there are still moves to be made here for the Rangers. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to break down 3 players from Vancouver that I believe can be moved and the Rangers will have interest in. I'll also state whether I believe the Rangers should pounce or not, or if they should go in a different direction and trade for a different player. So let's hop right into it. The first player we're going to be talking about here is Dakota Johnson. He is 6'3", 29 years old, 206 pounds. He is 29 years of age, as I just mentioned. 57 games this past season. He had a total of 14 points. He was a minus 13 on the ice and about 13 minutes of ice time. We're going to break down the good and bad when it comes to this player. So first of all, he has 3 years left on his deal at $3.25 million. Starting off with the good, he is an aggressive forechecker, which is certainly something that head coach Mike Sullivan loves. He loves aggressive forecheckers. Not only that, he is a physical player in general, which the Rangers need more of. He plays a hard and heavy style of hockey, guys. He's got a little bit of scoring touch. In the 2023-2024 season, he contributed 18 goals, but he is not a consistent scorer. And guys, I believe that's really his ceiling. I don't expect, Joshua to be a consistent 20-goal scorer or anything like that. He's never done it before. Like I said, his high was 18 goals during the 2023-2024 season. So he's shown he can score, but just hasn't been consistent in doing so. So that is one option. Moving right along here to the second option, Teddy Bluger, and I already know, the name police is going to be in the comments section down below because I am just a butcher when it comes to some of these names. But Teddy Bluger, that's what we're going to call him here, folks. Correct me if I'm wrong. He is 6 feet tall, 185 pounds. He is 30 years of age. In 82 games last season, so as you can see there, he was very durable, played every single game, which is great. He had a total of 26 points. He was a -7 in 14 minutes and 19 seconds of ice time. So we're going to do the same thing here, give you the good and the bad, but we're going to start off with his contract. He is an unrestricted free agent after the season. His cap hit is just $1.8 million. He has a solid two-way game. He's good on faceoffs. He's good on the penalty kill, which would be great for the Rangers because when they're at their best, their special teams is at their best, and they took a huge dip last season. So they're looking to get back to their prowess on special teams. He chips in occasionally as a goal scorer. As you can see here, only had 8 goals this past season. He's never been in double digits, guys. So when it comes to Teddy, another player here, unlike Dakota scored 18 goals before, never 20, but at least he's shown that he's able to be somewhat of a potent player on offense. When it comes to Teddy, he's more of a two-way style guy who is going to give you, some solid minutes on the ice, but the Rangers are looking for some scoring punch here, and Teddy doesn't exactly give you that. He's a responsible hockey player, but if you're looking for a prolific scorer, it is not going to be Teddy. Moving along here to the third player, the most intriguing player for obvious reasons. He is a former Ranger. That is Filip Heedle. As you can see here, 6'2" tall, 209 pounds, 25 years of age, still young here, guys. In 56 games last year, he had 26 points. He was a -7 in just about 15 minutes of ice time. Like we did with the first two guys, we're going to give you the good, we're going to give you the bad, but starting off with the contract, 2 years of control left on his deal at $4.4 million cap hit. This is a player, who has sizzling speed, guys. Let's not make any mistake about it. This is a very elusive type of player. He's got the potential to be a potent goal scorer. We saw it with the Rangers during the 2022-2023 season when he had 45 points, 22 goals, 23 assists. He had a breakout year that season. But guys, this is a player that is not particularly good on defense, not very physical. He tries to be gritty, but not very physical. And he is not durable, guys. This is a player, like I said, who has shown flashes. He's got that sizzling speed, but he's just not durable. And that's a problem. I believe durability is extremely important, especially in the National Hockey League. Such a grueling sport. When you have guys that are able to stay healthy, you really have to value that because, it is just very hard, especially with postseason hockey as well, to stay healthy. That's why Rangers fans like myself love a guy like Will Cooley, because he's been able to suit up every night. He's able to play physical. He's able to put the puck in the net. So guys like that don't grow on trees. Happy to bring him back. But, these are 3 flawed players who may make some sense for the Rangers. Because like I said, when it comes to Joshua, this is a left wing who I believe can play on the third line instead of Bret Botfeld. He'd give you some good play on that third line with Mika and with Radish. When it comes to Teddy, you could stick him on that third line center position, and that gives you the flexibility to move Mika to right wing on the second line instead of Gabe Perreault, who I believe is a great prospect but should start the season in the AHL. And guys, just to mention quickly, the reason I keep calling him Teddy is because I keep butchering his last name, Bluger. I don't believe that's how you pronounce it, so I'm just calling him Teddy for now. And when it comes to Filip Heedle, he's really the only guy, that I've mentioned that has second line potential, on that center position. But, JT's already there, and, he's not durable, Filip Heedle, and we've already been there and done that. So like I said, all 3 of these players could make some sense for the Rangers. I personally wouldn't trade for either of them. The player that I want, and I've articulated here on the channel, I brought it up either yesterday or the day before, I believe the Rangers should trade for Bryan Rust. He makes sense. He's got championship pedigree. He's consistent. He has 10 years of experience with Mike Sullivan. But I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear if you guys are interested in any of those 3 Canucks players that I just mentioned, if they make any sense for the Rangers, or if you want a player like Bryan Rust or a Rickard Rakell, who I've mentioned here on the channel as well. But nevertheless, the Rangers are still looking to make moves here, guys. They've had a good offseason, but there is still work to be done. Like I mentioned earlier, make sure you tune into that live stream later today at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Make sure you give us a follow on X as well at Rangers Digest YT. The conversation always continues over there, folks. And like I mentioned earlier, if you haven't hit that free subscribe button, hit that button so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers. We'll see you later at 5 o'clock Eastern, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.